Have you ever canoed down a babbling brook?
No, but I have cried at a Taco Bell.
Oh, same thing. Listen up, campers.
It's time to buckle up, pitch a tent, and take a hike.
Because Camp Counselors is a variety show.
So prepare for a good old-fashioned kumbaya,
Weird news,
hot gossip,
and scary stories around the campfire.
so spooky.
Is this podcast even about camping?
No, but it is camp. This is Camp Counselors. Hey, happy campers! Welcome back to Camp Shady Birch.
It is week 94 here at camp.
And it's our first episode, long episode in July.
Yeah, it is. Hi, welcome July. Please be kind.
Please be kind and rewind. I'm already starting off the day pretty spry, campers. We just walked 1.5 miles to a restaurant in Crown Heights called Taco Bee, and it was absolutely delicious. Think Chipotle, but better, I would say.
Yeah, it was good. It was very flavorful. It's like I'm over Chipotle right now.
Well, also like Chipotle, like can they just reinvent the menu a little bit? Like I get it, like they'll give us a little like pollo asado like once in a while. And
What the fuck are they giving me? Nothing.
Well, you get the sofritos, but that's it.
That's it.
Like even a new style of rice, maybe a new style of chopped vegetable, maybe something seasonal. Like what's going on? We go to this place, they have 7 different proteins. They have fresh cilantro. They have different kinds of, they have every little bips and bobs. They even have, what'd you get? What kind of sauce you got on yours?
I got a Chipotle. Oh my God, I'm such a slut for a Chipotle.
You are.
Not the restaurant, okay? Chipotle's over. But I love a little Chipotle moment. And it was good. It was smoky. It was delicious, delectable, sweet, and spicy. I got the onions on it. Well, it said it was vegetables. It was just, let's be honest, mostly onions, which I'm not mad at in particular. But the skin always gets in my teeth. Like we got back and I had like little bits and bobs in my bicuspids and my canine.
Well, they had all these different sauces in different bottles, very much like a la Subway, if you can imagine that at the very end when they put your little dressings on. But I'm like, Chipotle. This is a passionate plea. First of all, upgrade the sizes and just add some new flavors. I'm bored and now I'm not because I found Taco Bee in Crown Heights and I'm feeling nourished and amazing. And I'm letting you guys know, like, support local. That's what we're doing on the podcast today. We're supporting local on this podcast.
And Scoop Marie wanted to go so bad. She's been begging us. So we walked Scoop Marie over.
Yeah, Scoop Marie dragged her ass all in the cement sidewalks for 1.5 miles. I was like, Scoop Marie, you're raw right now. And now there's blood. I'm joking. Cut that out. No, we love Scoop Marie. We did not bring Sandwich anything because Sandwich only eats sandwiches.
Yeah, and if we give him anything Mexican food related, it's dunzo for the bathrooms.
Oh my God. Do you remember that happened in the summer of 99?
Yeah.
Yeah. That, you know what they call that summer? Sandwich's Great Escape.
the brown August.
Yeah, it was a brownout. It definitely was. We had to evacuate the camp and Sandwich had to clean up for weeks his own mess.
Oh God, evacuate the dance floor.
Evacuate the camp. Hi, campers. We missed you. We love you. Thanks for coming back to our show.
Yes.
You know what I want to talk about today?
What do you want to talk about today?
A summer dream.
Okay.
I'm dreaming of a summer escape that is not possible this year, but it's been on my radar for so many moons. And I kind of want to just break down my dream and now your dream. And dare I say our dream now.
Let's get emotional and break it down.
Ever since I was a little girl, I've always wanted to do a cross-country road trip.
Where are our cross-country girls at? Because I know you're out there. I know you're listening. Oh my God, are you listening to this while driving cross-country?
No, I'll flip out.
I'll flip out too. Email us if it's true. And if it's not true and you're just saying that to get our attention, you're sinning and you're going to hell for that.
Yeah, you're going to hell. That's the 8th deadly sin, lying to the counselors. Okay. First of all, we're calling your parents and they're picking you up early. We're not doing that. But what we are doing is discussing all things cross-country road trip dreams because I've always wanted to do it. And it, to me, you know, it's funny. I actually know so many people that have done it.
I know like maybe 2.
That's 2 more than you knew when you were born. So that's a lot.
You're not wrong in that.
Well, I can imagine a lot of our campers have done a little cross-country moment.
Yeah, and we're talking from East Coast to West Coast, no?
Yeah, okay. No one goes... Imagine, well, technically you could go north to south, but like, who's doing that?
That's not cross-country. That's like lateral country.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
That's sad behavior.
That's a day trip.
What's the farthest you've ever driven?
With you, honestly. You even drove it even further.
That's not even true because I would think Pennsylvania to Chicago.
Uh-uh.
That's far. But how many hours is that?
I'll have to. No, I don't think it is. I really don't think
You
it
think
is.
Massachusetts to Tennessee is longer than Pennsylvania to Chicago?
Yes.
Wow. We don't know our maps, guys. And that's why we're born in the right age.
I don't know. I don't have maps downloaded on this and I'm not looking it up. So we're not a factual podcast. But okay, then that I guess counts. But it's like with my parents and I was a child in the back of the fucking van. I want to be an adult. I want to be in the driver's seat. Maybe not in the driver's seat, but I want to be passenger princess.
Did you see my face when you said that?
Yeah.
I said,
Well, you also
I'm a
stress
control
me out
freak.
more. You're a control freak.
I'm a
You
control
are.
freak and you're a bad driver. Can both those things be true?
I can. I'm
You
not
hit
a bad
it.
driver.
You got into an accident.
Let's break this down. Okay,
No,
campers. So here I go. I'm leaving Zach alone to do his thing when he's working on his show. So I'm like, I'm going to get out of the house. I'm going to take the car. I'm going to go pick up groceries. And I'm just going to like do this whole run. I'm going to do something that, you know, we need refills on shit and you need time by yourself. So I'm like, I'm going to go. And then you're standing by the door as I'm getting ready to go. And you're like, can you please come? And I'm like, yeah, okay. Get in the car. I'm driving. So I'm driving. All is well until we're behind a double parked van, right? With the really big elephant ear things, and they're about to take off. So I'm stopped. And you're so eager and you're like, go, just go, just go. And I'm like, no, just give it a second. I'm driving. You reach over, you lay on the horn to honk at the person in front of me, force them to squeeze through a tight spot. And look at me when I'm talking.
No, because it's a version that wasn't true.
No. This is 100% true. This is absolutely true because I was ready to sit and wait because I'm not in a rush to do what? Get groceries and cat litter? No. And then you said, go, go. So I start to go and you're looking out the right side of the car and you said, go, you're clear, babe. You're clear. You're clear. So I accelerate and our mirror hits their mirror and then you freak out. And that's what happened.
Well, I freaked out because if you were going to do a hit and run, you should run. Because only you would hit a car mirror and then brake. I'm like, I don't want that on my insurance. Keep driving. And guys, for context, there was no damage to either car. Basically, he tapped their mirror against my mirror and it folded mine in, but like in a very normal way, if that makes sense. I'm not a mechanic. Stop it right now if you're judging. But we were fine. But I was like, if you're going to do the hit and run, commit to the run.
It was not a hit and run. Now you're making me out to be a criminal.
Well,
but no,
you hit a car and you left.
Campers, please, someone help me. Call the crisis hotline.
No, you need to help yourself.
This is my cry for help.
And this is why in our fantasy, how are we going to make it across country? How are we going to make it across country if we can't even stop fighting right now?
When we did, we went to Nashville, or not Nashville. We've never even been to Nashville. When we went to Dollywood, yeah. When we went to the Smoky Mountains, I don't know why I said it in a Pennsylvania accent.
To me, it sounded a little Australian again.
Oh, a little Australian, sorry. But we went to the Smoky Mountains and that was the longest, and we split it pretty halfway.
We did. You're really good on open roads with no other vehicles.
I'm good when you're not yelling at me the whole time and judging, which you're really
yelling. I just get a little tense. Okay, I'm a tense person.
Okay, but that as long as you can admit that and not straight out call me just a bad driver.
Why can't two things be right at the same time?
Fine. Okay, so one of us is going to be driving, but what should we drive? Okay, if we're doing an SUV, we'll take turns. If we're doing an RV, which I don't even know what that stands for.
Recreational vehicle.
Okay, I'm not driving that. I'm not doing that.
I do not want to do cross country in a SUV because it's not giving my fantasy. I don't know. Do you have a fantasy? Is this something you want to do? Because I've been dreaming about this my entire life. Ever seen the movie RV?
I haven't.
Robin Williams, Cheryl Hines, JoJo, and Josh Hutcherson. The ideal family of four in my comedic dreams.
I'm down to do it. Are we like, does that mean we would stay at like a campsite?
Yeah.
Okay.
Isn't that more fun? Because if you do, to me, if we were to rent or like if we were to drive my car across the country, then we have to stay at motels. And it's like, now we're playing with, do they have bed bugs? Is it clean? How expensive is it? There's just like so many variables there. When's checkout? When we have an RV in my scenario here, I think the possibilities are endless.
Yeah, I'm down for it. I feel like they're gas guzzlers.
Well, yeah. Oh my God. Where's our eco-friendly campers? Emissions out of the dream, okay? This is
solar panels. It's a solar car.
They should put solar panels on those things.
I don't know how far that would get.
It definitely is a gas guzzling situation.
Yeah, but we're gassy gals. Lucky we got enough to go around.
Some dreams do not have a good carbon footprint, and this one is one of them.
But we have to get from point A to point B. So
Would you like to sit in the living room while I'm driving? Would you sit up front with me? Would you be making scrambled eggs?
no, I would sit up front.
I would literally be blasting Little GTO down Route 66.
What's that?
You ever heard that song?
No.
Hello, Mom. Hello, Dad. Cherry bomb.
Oh, Cherry Bomb.
White boys, make some noise. See,
Is that the same song?
this is funny because he's never seen RV. But if you've seen RV, you got that joke.
Well, I did it.
We got to watch that movie together.
Okay.
Guess who's like the crazy, like sexy, like friends across the way?
Is it a pair?
Yes.
Who?
Jeff Daniels and Kristen Chenoweth.
Oh, wait. I did know that. I've seen that clip. I saw it on TikTok.
It's so funny. No, I think RVs are really cool because they have the bedrooms and I actually have been in an RV situation.
Where did you drive?
My parents used to have when we were growing up, but it was the one that you attach to the back of a truck. No, it's not. No, it was all encased, but you couldn't get to the front driver seats like within the vehicle. You'd have to exit and go around, but it was all one thing. And my older brother slept in the cab above where the drivers were.
Oh, I can see it in my mind's eye. Yeah.
And then they would flip over the dining room table and put a mattress that came out of a wall or something. And me and my sister would sleep there, and my parents would sleep in the back. And we drove to Disney World when I was 5 years old in kindergarten. Yeah, and I got all of my homework done in the first 2 hours of the trip. And I said, I'm done.
That's so you.
I'm literally done. You want me to color this golden retriever? I will. And I'll take it very seriously.
You're prioritizing. You had the time. So you're like, I'm going to maximize.
I do not procrastinate. I get things done.
Yeah.
And I think I would be really good at planning this trip.
Okay, so where do we have a destination, or does it just not matter?
I think a part of the allure of a road trip, in my opinion, is letting the road take you where you may, having some stops along the way, but being open to new possibilities.
Okay.
And that's hard for me.
Yeah, sometimes.
I think I need a kind of a loose, buttoned up plan. And then I can schedule in free time.
For me, I don't need to drive through a state that I would choose to go to. I feel like I'm okay with driving through a drive-through state, I don't need to go to Louisiana because I know that, one, I've been there, and two, I would go there again and spend like a weekend. But I would love to see other parts of the country that I would, sorry for the campers that live there, that I would never go out of my way to go and stay unless there was a reason. Do you know what I mean?
Well, there's two kind of obvious routes from where we live to go across the country.
I think there's 8.
Well, I'm talking about the two most popular in my opinion.
Oh.
And this is just my facts.
Yeah.
I know people that have gone downwards, south, if you will. And they go
southbound.
They go southbound and they go down the East Coast pipeline. And then they cross over through Texas, in New Mexico, and they end somewhere in San Diego.
And I'm not opposed to it, but I'm really not interested in driving through Texas for 3 days.
Or we can go the other way.
Northbound?
Well, it wouldn't be northbound. It'd be kind of westbound.
Okay.
And we just shoot right across through Illinois and the top of the country. I think I want to do that.
I would rather do that.
You know where I really want to go?
Where?
Glacier National Park.
Where's that?
It's my number one.
Montana.
It's my number one national park. It is in Hannah, Montana. And it feels like something out of a movie. Campers, who's been there, okay? Because Camp Shady Birch, I promise you, looks nothing like that if you've never been. We have a low water level warning right now. There is E. coli in the lake. So whoever's on the blob right now, I can see you at the window, camper. Get out of the water and onto the dock. You're not going to believe the rash you're going to get.
Clever girl.
No, Glacier is truly something out of what you envision heaven to look like.
Now, before you describe what it looks like, one, I'm assuming there's glaciers, and two,
there
is Montana the state that's a perfect square? Isn't there a state that's a square?
There's a couple states that are giving square, and Montana is not one of them.
Oh, it's not.
She has a face. She said face card never declines. My God.
Now this is one that I have to Google. Okay, so what is in Glacier that makes it so delicious for you?
Well, they have delicious glaciers and they're melting, which is terrible. And I want to see them before they melt. I love the ideas of the placid lakes, the crystal waters, the flora and the fauna. There is every kind of amazing animal right there. See behind our Peloton, behind the camera, we have the Clorox Sentiva, which is the lavender flavor. And there's a gorgeous picture of a wild lavender right there. Mm-hmm. That's giving Glacier. Okay. The wildflowers there are unreal.
Yeah, because they're like, we're drinking good.
It's $25 to drive in. That's not bad.
That's not bad.
I looked it
That's
up. I think it might be more if
more than our lunch. I mean,
think-
less than our lunch.
I think it might be more if you have an RV, and I get that.
And that's fine. We're guzzling gas and we have to eat the money that we have to spend there anyway.
I also think that if we're driving this RV, we're going to find other RVers. We have to be careful though. We got to butch it up, especially in these states we're not aware of.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure there is somebody on the internet who's done gay-friendly camping.
That is something that we do need to know.
Yeah, because guys, you never know. You should see our Facebook comments sometimes. You think we're okay? And then I read what some people say about me on Facebook and I say, oh my God, we live in different universes apparently.
It's crazy.
My agenda is empty. It's not much, okay? But apparently these people think my agenda is poisonous.
Absolutely crazy.
I'm just existing, everybody.
You think I'm a threat? Like I'm simply sitting here with my legs crossed in a Disney Games t-shirt. What the fuck are you? What's threatening about me, bitch?
Apparently a lot.
Dear God. Yeah, some of that was like that when we were driving to Tennessee.
Yeah, no, it definitely can be. I was doing some research about Glacier National Park, and this is a really fun fact. If you are to go into the national park, the service can be very spotty. Understandable.
Yeah.
How do we get on the Starlink?
What's the Starlink?
That's the thing that's up in the sky that like I don't know who owns it.
Oh, like a satellite that'll give you good service?
Yeah, like my cousin, he's a fisherman. He's like out in the Atlantic Ocean and he's like sending pictures.
Well, I know
like,
how to get on text your cousin and be like, how do we do it?
yeah, how did he get on it? Because if he has it there, then we have it everywhere.
Well, maybe
else.
he has this like fishing license and you have to put in like a registration number or something.
Is it like a
and maybe
a
he has to
fee?
pay out of taxes or something of that nature.
Well, we're just making things up now.
No, absolutely, but it makes sense in my head.
Well, if we can't use a Starlink in Glacier National Park, this blog, a true blog too, this was a real blog. The blogger in question said you have to get a map.
Now, how fun is that if I'm sitting passenger princess with my fucking compass, a map, and a little highlighter and a colored pencil?
I knew you'd love the map idea.
Oh my God, I love
hate
it.
I hate it. I think you, on the right dosage of Adderall, would be really good with a map.
Mm-hmm.
But if you were a little loopy, I'd be nervous. Because
don't smell what's in my cup. It's my road soda.
Yeah, you can drink it. I'm driving. It's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, cut that out. No, seriously though, you are direction challenged, but I think with a map, you might be okay.
Yeah, I know my never eat soggy waffles, northeast, south, and west.
Speaking of soggy waffles, we pull over at the campsite. What did I pack in the freezer? My Echoes.
Waffles, yes.
Well, doesn't this sound really fun?
That does sound really fun. And also, I do want to say, on our way, we have to make stops because...
Where do you want to go?
I just want to see random shit along the way. Like, when we talked about Dinosaur Land before, and Dinosaur Land was one of the things that we would never go to, like, really... It's not the destination, but we were driving to Tennessee and that was along the way because I mapped it out. I do have an app. Wait, I wrote down what it's called, campers, if anybody's going on a road trip. Okay. It's called Roadside America. I believe it is $2.99. It's a one-time purchase. This is not sponsored, but how much was the burger you ordered yesterday that you're going to end up shitting out? You know, I always struggle to pay $2.99 for an app, but then I'm like, it's $2.99. Like, it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
I know. I think it's like that it wasn't okay when we were 15 and we had no job.
Yeah, but now it's like it's at least for me. Like I'm gonna be okay. I can spend the money. So I did have it, and it'll show up on your map like what random things are on the side of the road, and you can make specifications. You're like I'm really not interested in seeing a monument. I'm not interested in seeing statues, but I want to see like the giant cheese wheel on the side of the road. And that's the shit that I'm into. I will pull over for a water tower with a smiley face painted on it. What's a water tower? Like, what does a water tower do? It holds water, but why is it way up there?
Yeah, like, well, I think to stop from people poisoning it.
Or from the raccoons from taking a little dip.
Yeah, they love to wash their hands.
Yeah, they do.
The raccoons here, they love to wash their hands in our E. coli pond.
They're always plotting something.
Yeah.
Them and the bees. I don't trust those bitches.
There is a place in the Midwest that has a giant yarn ball.
Yes, I've heard of her. They also have a giant dresser. In person? You saw it in person?
No, I've seen it on TikTok.
Oh, okay. So you've seen it. Okay.
Like, that's what the Midwest is giving for me. They're giving like just a fun campiness, and I want to visit. You know where I would love to stop along the way?
Don't say St. Louis.
No.
Nothing wrong with St. Louis. I've just been to
My parents got engaged in St. Louis.
Well, I must congratulate them.
Under the thing.
The Ark.
Yeah. Guess what they were doing? This is so funny. My parents they fell for an MLM.
Oh my God, wait, they were wait, what?
They were at a conference for an MLM before I was born. It wasn't Avon, or was it Avon? What is Avon?
I cannot see your dad selling Avon makeup.
No, it wasn't that.
That's very much like Edward Scissorhand. She's going door to door
Well,
selling makeup.
it was the
Avon.
same time. What year was
Mary
that?
Kay? Was it Mary
It
Kay?
wasn't makeup. It wasn't, but I feel
Tupperware?
I feel like it was Avon. Is Avon just makeup?
I think so. Maybe lotions, potions.
I'm not sure, but the same time as Edward Scissorhands, this was probably like 1993, 1994. It was popular then. They were in a conference in St. Louis, and that's where they got engaged. And I was conceived in Disney World. And that's the reason that I am the way that I am. I know, it sounds crazy. My parents told me that from a very young age.
Why?
There's no boundaries in my household.
Oh my God. I don't even need to know.
The treehouse villas, they've been sold to the government now.
Well, there's that.
You know where I like to stop on this RV trip? The Wisconsin Dells.
I would love to go to the Dells with you. I have not. I think I went once when I was a little girl.
You're not going to like it though, because you're not going to go in the water park with me.
I'll go in and I'll hang out.
Can you imagine the two of us at a water park and Jonathan's at the chair and I'm standing on the stairs to the top of the water side holding my raft alone? I just won't go. Who am I talking to? I'm getting athlete's foot crying by myself on the staircase.
No, you're going to go because I don't have a problem hanging out there and having fun.
I have a problem being alone.
I'll go down the water slide once because it's important to you, but you know what that means. Like, you know that is a lot coming for me because I fucking hate water slides.
I know you do. So what if we compromise and find the right water slide for you? It's not a one size fits all. It does not have to be enclosed.
You know my favorite water slide? A log flume.
Have you ever rode the ones that are the double hoops, the doubles?
Yeah, in the inner tubes. Yeah, okay.
That's okay.
No, that's not what I was saying. Yeah, I was understanding what you were saying.
Is that okay?
Yeah, that'll be fine.
Okay, then I won't make you do anything bareback.
Yeah, I need to be in a raft. I'm not raw dogging it because that's when the loose screw.
I know your theory.
Splits open my back. It's not a theory. It's happened.
Well, my manager, Kyle, her boyfriend got stationed at a work job in Wisconsin, so they're separated for like 3 months. So she's spending 4th of July with him, which already happened when you guys are hearing this. But she is going to the Wisconsin Dells Supper Club, which they're famous for. So campers, Wisconsin is known for supper clubs, and I really can't tell you much about them, but they're like these like very exclusive reservation only like dining experiences where it's kind of like a buffet, kind of not. They have these like famous specific old fashions. It's like a thing there.
In my head, it's a place that you cannot take pictures in.
No,
like the Met Gala.
So let me tell you this. One of my favorite TikTok accounts, his name is Shay Spence. It's like my dream career. All he does is go around the country and check out, like, he does cruise ships, amusement parks, like county fairs, all these like really campy stuff, and like rates and reviews. And it's like very chill about it. And he's like, oh, get this, don't get this, do this, do that. So he went to the Dells and he went to a supper club and he didn't have a reservation. He had to wait 2 hours to get in. But you know what? They have all these bars at this place. It's this giant thing. And you're in the Wisconsin Dells, which are beautiful. So he's like on this like log cabin patio on a rocking chair, watching the sunset over a mountain, having an old fashioned for 2 hours, waiting for his table. I'm like, this is a pre-dinner cocktail.
How lovely.
I know, it looked incredible. So she's going. So
is she going because we said that?
Yeah. I was like, you should go.
Funny.
Because I was like, well, she's going to Wisconsin. I would go. So she booked a reservation. She just told me.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sorry. What else are we going to do? Santa's Village?
Is that there?
Yeah, I think it's either in Wisconsin or it's in Michigan. I don't remember because I don't know. I was too young at the time to be paying attention to where we were driving.
Have you ever heard of Branson?
No, where's that at?
It's like this very religious amusement park that's somewhere over there.
Oh my God, not a Jesus themed coaster.
It's not a Jesus themed coaster in the sense where it's more like a very conservative like vacation spot where like it's not Bible, it's conservative. So it's like there's like dinner shows and like live theater performances.
Don't show your ankles on the Gravitron.
Yeah, and I don't really know the specifics of it, but there are gay people there because I watched an episode of We Are Here on HBO, and they went there, and some of the performers that like are in these shows are gay, but they have to be very quiet about it because it's scary.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go there, but like I just like shake every time I think about amusement park. I need to see all of them. I want to go to Cedar Point too on the way.
Let's
That's in
go to Cedar
Ohio.
Point. Yeah, let's do it. You need to go to Dorney Park. You didn't believe me that there was a Peanut Snoopy ass themed amusement park.
Yeah. Well, you can take me there this summer if I'm good.
If you're good, I'll take you to the splash pad.
I guess campers, what we're trying to say is we want to do an RV. We want to do the North Coast or the Northern region.
I would also love to go to a national park that has like lore around it. Or wait, driving through places. Like, are you familiar with the Mothman?
Yes.
I haven't seen the Mothman Prophecies, but I'm very interested in watching it. But I feel like I want to go through that little town. I think that's West Virginia, though. Oh my God, did we go through that place? We may have already driven through there, and I just didn't know it. But I would love to go where people have like reported seeing, like, what's the UFO one? Area 51.
I don't know.
Okay, well, over there where like there's reported sightings of like, I don't know, crazy shit happening. I think that would be fun to go to too.
There's a lot to plan for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So campers, if you've gone on a cross-country road trip and you have any tips or tricks, we're not doing it this year, but like I seriously want to do that next year if it's possible.
I'm so down for it. I'll pack the snacks and a Hootie and the Blowfish CD.
This episode of Camp Counselors is sponsored by Factor. Warmer, sunnier days are here, campers. The birds are chirping, the blob is inflated, and I'm feeling healthy and fueled up thanks to Factor's no prep, no mess meals. Campers, we love Factor. We have been Factor fans way before we even had this sponsorship. Now you can meet your wellness goals in time for summer thanks to the menu of chef-created meals. Every fresh, never frozen meal is dietitian approved and ready to eat in just 2 minutes. Choose from a weekly menu of 35 options, including popular options like Calorie Smart, Keto, Protein Plus, or Vegan and Veggie. Also, discover more than 60 add-ons every week, like breakfast, on-the-go lunches, snacks, and beverages to help you stay fueled and feel good all day long. Make today the day you kickstart a new healthy routine. Head to factormeals.com/camp50 and use camp50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box. That's code camp50 at factormeals.com/camp50 to get 50% off your first box plus 20% off your next box while your subscription is active. Attention campers, please meet at the old flagpole under the tall pine for morning announcements. Welcome back to morning announcements, campers. Everybody perk up. We have news that we want you to spread like wildfire that you maybe didn't hear. I switched the order of that today.
Yeah, that was scary. That was different. 94 episodes.
It was scary, but you know what? We're in a new quarter quell.
We're in Q5?
We're in Q3.
And Q4 is 100?
Well,
technically we would be at the end of Q4.
Well, I'm saying no. Oh, I was thinking of like the months.
Oh, I was thinking of episodes up until 100.
Campers, if you're in corporate America, this is the time to be asking for a raise. New budgets have been allocated. So,
and you deserve it. Let's be honest.
Absolutely deserve it. And if they don't give you a raise, make sure you're shitting on company time. I love that. Always take a dump on the company's dime.
You should.
And this is the time and the part of the show where we switch gears a little bit and we get a little factual because we actually have articles to back up what we are saying for the most part.
EasyBib.com. You ever heard of it? We're going to cite our sources, bitch.
Jonathan loves to EasyBib.
I have to. I'm always hungry.
Well, it's just it's so funny because like we were using EasyBib in like middle school and look at you now.
Yeah, it's like the easiest bib.
You're applying for your Medicaid or Medicare and you're using EasyBib.
It's the only way to do it.
What story do you have this week for us?
Okay, I'm actually going to read you the title before I get into it. Would you believe?
I don't
swear
believe
to God,
it.
I am. So it's coming up. So prepare.
Okay, everyone stop. Guys,
everyone
stop.
sit.
People are leaving. No, you can eat your lunch here. I swear it's fine. Not that though. That's sticky ribs. Ew, put away the tuna.
Okay, this article is coming from PCMag.com and it's by Kate Irwin. Shout out Kate Irwin. Thank you, Kate Irwin.
Thanks, Katie.
And the title of it is This Emotion Canceling AI Alters Angry Voices for Call Center Staff.
Wow.
Yeah, so let's get into it. A Japanese telecom company and investment firm, SoftBank. I love that. I just picture it being like a squishmallow and like really soft.
Yeah.
It's like, here's your dollar made of cotton polyester.
Here's your bank loan. Oh, wait, it's actually a pillow.
Okay, so they are developing what is called soft voice. so applicable here.
You have soft voice.
Do I?
Like the way you say,
Do I? I don't know, but when I get excited, it's a little shrill.
Delilah has the softest voice.
Nobody's softer than Delilah's voice.
You
Nobody.
You could be.
Maybe I'll start a podcast with her. Just kidding. An AI-powered, so their soft voice is an AI-powered emotion canceling tool for call center workers. So call center workers, you're dealing with a lot of customer service interactions where people are pissed, people are angry, they want to know what the charges are for. It's usually, honestly, almost 100% of the time, never the person's fault who you are calling and talking to and venting to. Is it annoying? Yes. Do you think the company higher ups are going to listen to the employees working at the call center? Probably not.
Nope.
But it's not their fault. They get the brunt of a lot of this shit. So I think this is fun, okay? Soft voice allows the users to be able to change the voice, quote unquote change, that they're listening to so it sounds more calm and less angry with the click of a button.
Does it do it in real time?
Yes.
That's crazy that you can do that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, think about it. When you use TikTok and you do like the AI voice, like the trickster voice or something, you're filming it. And then I guess it takes like a second to do it, but they're pouring a lot of money. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then you can like scream and go high pitched or whatever, but it's going to sound like it's kind of still monotone in the middle. So I'm assuming very similar technology.
They're like, you are an absolute asshole. Please give me somebody else, you bitch.
I'm going to hunt your family down and gut you like a fish. Yeah, something similar to that.
Well, thank God it's monotone now.
So SoftBank reportedly hired 10 actors to help train soft voice, and AI was fed over 10,000 pieces of voice data. Oh my God, they're probably so full. Oh my God, it's a lot of feeding. The AI is supposed to be able to detect angry voice tones and yelling and will soften the offending voice to the people working at the call center. It's also not designed to remove all angry tones, just so the people on the phone are like, okay, this person is angry. I'm aware of that, but I don't have to listen to them yelling and screaming at me because I am not paid enough for that. Ask for your raises, guys. It's going to give just a slight hint of frustration to the call responder, so they can, get a vague sense of how to respond. Mm-hmm. This says the quote is directly from SoftBank, so I don't know who there. It doesn't say a spokesperson. It's just like, did everybody stand in a room together and say it together? I don't know. But quote, the solution is expected to help lighten the psychological load of call center operators and create a work environment where they can work safely to provide better services and experiences to the customers. So they also have an image of what it's going to look like that was posted on this article. And it's really literally just a toggle on and off switch. So you can also select if you want the voice to sound more feminine or masculine sounding. If there is a worker who doesn't really care about this and doesn't want to do that and has the ability to compartmentalize enough where they don't mind if someone's yelling at them, they don't have to use it, So it's not used all the time. It's just up to whoever's working that day. It is expected to be able to sell the emotion canceling solution in the year 2025, in the fiscal year. Oh my God, not us talking about like fiscal years, responsibilities, and Q1, 2, 3, and 4. Love that for our journey. So it's going to be before March 2026. It should be available there. And then they're looking on expanding and selling the technology to other companies who might be interested in it.
That's what the money comes from.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So customer support phone lines often have automated menus that makes it sometimes difficult. We've all experienced it. It's so annoying. You're just standing there and they're like, what do you need? I'm like, talk to customer service representative. I'm sorry, I didn't understand you. Repeating the menu now. And it's like, I don't need you to repeat the menu. I just need to talk to somebody, Mm-hmm. A tale as old as time. So it's also time consuming. So they want, to get to somebody quick. Soft Voice's launch would bring yet another layer of separation between the automation and the caller. So it's not using AI to replace a person's job. It's using AI as a tool to make a person's job mentally easier for them if they so choose to do so. So that was kind of the end of the article. But what I didn't expect was for it to be so like controversial in the comments everywhere I went. Like, there were mixed opinions. It was pretty split 50-50 with how people were feeling about it.
What are people upset about?
There were people who let me just say, did not work at call centers and never worked at customer service. And if they did, they never mentioned it because everybody else who was in support of it were like, I work at a call center, or I used to work at a call center. There was one guy who was like, I worked at a call center, and they would have on mute like Bugs Bunny cartoons above our computer screens in like the 90s just to like lighten the mood. I was like, Jesus Christ, like that's crazy. But the other people were like, well, a calling customer should be notified if their voice is changed. And to that, I'm like, why the fuck do you care? Because it's only going in the person's ear. It's not changing your voice, recording it, and putting it out into the ether. Like, and then, yeah, people were driving at home. They were like, don't change my voice without my what's it called? Consent. I'm like, okay, so you're the angry person on the phone who just wants to be heard as an angry person because you're hurt, you're angry, your family doesn't love you. And we really need to close that loop, honestly. And it starts with you. So look within. I'm going to be honest, because I don't really see any issues with it. It's not utilizing AI, I almost said ADD, AI to replace somebody's job.
Not yet.
Okay, but
that's how it always starts.
That's the argument across the board with everything then.
Yeah,
I mean, we're not talking about the long-term thing. You can't talk about AI without it already being eventually going to replace everything, you know?
We're not even here right now, you guys. These are actually 2 AI robots.
Yeah, they could never. They could try, but they could never.
Not with these hips. AI wishes they could be shaped like a Coke bottle.
Oh, but honestly, if there are any campers out there who don't think it's a good idea or have like an opinion on it, I'm interested. I genuinely like want to hear what you guys have to say about this, you know? But yeah, that's my story.
Fantastic. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. So what have you got for us?
My article is from the BBC.com.
Ooh.
The article is written by Anna Lamche.
Thanks, Ms. Lamche.
Article titled, Tasmania Entices Winter Tourists with Odd Job Offers.
I'm enticed.
Tasmania has launched a tongue-in-cheek odd jobs initiative to boost tourism during its winter months. The Australian island state is offering people the opportunity to swap the daily grind of their job for an unusual temporary role during the off-season. And they're advertising 10 jobs. So it's specifically for Australian residents. So shout out to our Aussie campers. Can you do that for me?
Our Aussie campers?
Exactly. So yeah, Tasmania is like a recognized, I guess, state of Australia. It's off the coast.
I didn't know they had states like that.
Well, I don't want to speak too much about that because who knows if it's like, you know what I mean?
They have the Grand Ole Opry.
No, they have the Sydney Opera House.
Or the Opera House.
Yeah, so it is winter right now in Australia.
I always forget that. What's the weather like?
It's between 3 and 11 Celsius, which I converted for you.
I know it.
For our Fahrenheit fancy audience, what is it?
Well, I know that 0 degrees Celsius makes the most sense, and that is the freezing point, which in Fahrenheit is 32 degrees.
Yeah, so it's somewhere between 37 and 55 there.
Celsius does make sense to me. It does.
No, it absolutely does. We need to convert, but we never will.
Who's Fahrenheit? Like, why did we do that?
It's a doctor.
Okay. Anyway.
So it's cold there.
Mm-hmm.
And they're trying to boost tourism. And they offering these jobs for Australians to come, and they'll pay for your travel. And you got to do 1 shift. And the jobs seem pretty exciting. I'm going to list them for you.
Okay, please.
They have cave conductor.
Oh, what does that consist of?
You go into this cave and you play an instrument and you test out the acoustics.
No, you do not.
Yes, it is.
Oh, wait, you're being dead serious.
Yes.
Oh, I would bring a cello.
Yeah, and they're like, you play for a little bit and they're like, good job. And they give you a little gold star.
That's going on Glassdoor. That's incredible. Wait, no, a saxophone would sound great in there.
It would, and the cave looks pretty cool. And it's specifically the Guns Plains Cave. They're kind of partnering with these like different organizations and like activities throughout this initiative for Tasmanian tourism.
Is that the name? Guns and Plains?
Guns Plains Caves.
Oh, okay, so I'm assuming that we're not talking about like ammunition and like
no, I
American
think it's just
Airlines.
the name of the cave.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, and then we have Oyster Organizer.
Okay, I'm interested. How many people are competing for the position?
I don't know how many people actually get it. But you can go there and you can just be like, oh, these look good in this order. Smalls with smalls, larges with larges. And then they'll let you taste one. What about a paranormal investigator?
Hi, it's me.
Yeah, this is a partnership with Tasmania's Most Haunted. A little bio for this one says, swap your day job for something otherworldly. Fans of history and mystery are wanted as the residential paranormal investigator at Willow Court, Australia's oldest continually run asylum. Unearth its secrets, armed with the latest detecting devices and your keen investigative skills to tune into the signs of paranormal activity.
I would be so good at that.
That's you.
That is so me. I was supposed to be in a paranormal show that Kristen Stewart was doing. I'm not going to get into it because it's a fellow podcaster who got the position, not me, but I am a little bitter about it.
Easily trackable with those
I know.
facts.
And it's like, honestly, she's 10 times funnier than I would have been. So good for her.
You would have been funny as well.
Thank you. But I was supposed to be on that with Kristen Stewart.
You know what would be a funny job here?
What?
The puffer nut.
The puffer nap?
The puffer nut.
Puffer nut.
Oh, wait, this is like a train-based one, and I don't understand why they're calling it a puffer nut.
Oh, I was thinking of a puffin. I was thinking of like fertilizing a puffin. That's like not what you're talking about.
No, not that at all. You could do a sauna stoker. You could make bath salts. You could be a star seeker with the astronomy club there.
Oh my God, Simon Cowell would love that.
What about a truffle snuffer?
I got a good snozz on me.
Truffle snuffler.
Snuffler.
Yeah, apparently they're famous for their truffle there. A wine whisperer, or my personal favorite, a wombat walker.
Okay, so you're gunning for the wombat walker position.
Yeah, they basically need to bring the wombats on mental health walks, and you have to like go walk the wombats, and they're so cute.
That is really cute. Oh my God, wait, do they have a little leash?
No, they kind of are out in
wild?
their little like enclosed area. And they need them on their like happy morning exercise. So you have to go there and like let them out and like make sure they get their little run around.
That's cute. I'm not sure if I know what a wombat looks like.
They are as cuter than you could possibly imagine.
Cuter than a koala?
Cuter than a koala.
Bigger than a bread box?
Maybe.
Okay.
Depending on the wombat.
Interesting.
Well, Tourism Tasmania says that 1.25 million people visited the island last year, more than the previous year, but still shy of 1.35 million visitors in 2019 before the pandemic. So they're really trying to bring up the numbers here. So as temperatures drop during the winter, we know Australians are seeking a well-being boost and a break from their daily grind. So this was like their idea from their marketing officers. So only adult residents currently living in Australia are eligible to apply for the role and must explain why they want to swap their day job for one of their odd jobs in under 50 words. So it's probably only a certain number of people get to actually do it, but enough to get like a human interest story on an international podcast in the United States.
Yeah, very true. I like that. I don't honestly necessarily know how it's working to boost the economy, but I'm not an economist. I'm an Aquarius.
I think it's just to get them like get Tasmania back in the headlines, because all I'm thinking of is the devil. And I'm not thinking about Tasmania beyond that. But now I am. And now I'm thinking of the wombats, and I'm thinking of the star seekers.
I love that. And I love that we're kind of like, mine was a call center and yours was a call within a cave. Yeah. It's giving employment. It's giving Q2. It's giving Q4. It's giving fiscally responsible. And it's giving corporate.
It's definitely Q3 right now.
Whatever.
Hey girlies, I'm Cody Rigsby.
And I'm Andrew Chappelle.
We're here to announce our brand new podcast,
Tactful Pettiness, now on Podcast One.
We have a lot of opinions. Flip-flops in New York City? You don't love yourself.
If I'm not seated, I'm not tipping.
Do I want to see a picture of your baby?
No. If I have to scroll more than 10 seconds, he's not cute.
Settling gets you an ugly boyfriend. So we're going to help you out.
We sure are, because we have the life expertise.
We have mastered throwing shade with intention.
We are in the business of helping you find and keep your man.
And we're here to teach you the fine art of tactful pettiness.
Join us each week as we traverse the world of pop culture,
chat with our celebrity friends,
and show you how to accept yourself without taking life too seriously.
Get new episodes of Tactful Pettiness with me, Cody Rigsby.
And me, Andrew Chappelle.
Every Thursday on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon Music, and anywhere you get your podcasts.
Stay petty, bestie.
Grab your bug juice and bear spray, campers. It's time to pack it up and take a hike.
Welcome back to Take a Hike, campers. This is the part of the show where we bitch a little and we tell something to take a hike. Also, now realizing this also kind of seamlessly goes into what we were just talking about. And I didn't even plan this, guys. So what I'm telling to take a hike is the interview process.
Oh, wow. We are so Q3 today.
It really is. What is this corporate episode? Like, we didn't even plan for it to go this way because this is something that we usually wouldn't talk about, especially in the summer when we're trying to have fun and sun.
What is your what is your interview process? Explain.
A lot of people in my life right now are kind of like shifting gears or applying for new jobs or going through it, or just like, it's tough out there for a lot of people. And it's, new jobs or new avenues of life. You got to go through an interview process. And I absolutely hate it. I hate it so much. And I feel like I'm obviously not alone in that, but I've had very unique interview processes in the past. One of which that comes to mind was for Urban Outfitters. This was many moon ago, probably like 2016, maybe 2015. But they did it over the web, over the internet. Maybe you've heard of it. But the process was you just go on the website. You have to fill, it's kind of like a slideshow presentation. And when you go on, you have to like sign off on this thing that's like, I'm here, I'm interacting, this is me, whatever. And then it gets to one slide. I'm sure they don't do this anymore, or maybe they do because of 2020. But there was one question that was like, what is your favorite clothing brand that we sell and why? And my camera turned on and it recorded me, and I had maybe 20 seconds to do it. And I kind of like started to mess up. And then I was like, okay, I'll just redo it. So I like stopped and I go to redo it. And it went to the next slide and it said, you can't go back. You cannot redo it. Like, that's part of the interview was that. And what I said my favorite brand was Stussy, which I was told later when I actually did make it to the next round of interviews that it was Stussy. I was like, okay, you do not have to really tear me down like that. You guys have a really weird interview process style. Some cute clothes, some clothes allegedly stolen from small artists, but who knows? That's all alleged. But I did make it to the second round of interviews in person, and I told my family, I didn't know this, but the founder and current CEO is the original founder, lives 10 to 15 minutes from my parents, not even kidding. And there is family beef with my family and the founder of, and it's direct. And
Wait,
I can tell
your
you,
family is feuding with the Urban Outfitters dynasty.
and I didn't know. My grandfather was over, and he told. I really like. I'm just gonna stop talking because I don't want to get into trouble, because it is like an actual like thing.
Is it legal or is it more personality based?
It's personal, that has to do with
nepotism. Little nepotism.
allegedly. I don't even know if I should say that, but and then the other interview process. Have you had anything like that?
Never. I've never been recorded, but obviously I've had terrible interviews.
Oh God, wait, do spell. I have one more that I want to talk about, but I want to talk to you.
No, I don't know. I don't want to like. I'm very grateful to be in the position I am. I'm not going to like rant about things that happened 10 years ago. But a good piece of interview advice that my Nana gave me before she passed away was that if you're ever stressed in an interview, always remember that you're also interviewing them as well. Just because you got the interview doesn't mean that you need to take the job. I know obviously certain conditions can mean that you have to take what you can get, but it's also a great time to remember like, hey, you're also checking if you like them at the same time.
That's also a good piece of information, a piece of advice. I meant.
Well, it takes the pressure off of like, it's not all on you. You're also checking if this is a good fit for you based on company culture. If they're offering 2 weeks vacation and there's no place for that to grow, get the hell out of there.
Yeah, I was going to say that gives, at least for me, that would give me peace of mind to be like, hey, we're both in the same boat, even though deep down I know that this is really just my interview, but that totally makes sense. But my other interview I had, I didn't know it was at a university, and I didn't know I was walking into a panel interview, which I've never had before. And it was a room, and it was a very big table that had 14 or 15 people sitting on it, and each of them interviewed me in front of everybody. And then I had to like give a presentation. It was so long and so in depth. Like, it just operated like a university does. But I did get the job for theirs. So that's nice.
I had one like that too, with 6 people in a big long room like that.
Did they warn you before?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it was my final interview.
Got it. I was not warned. I walked in thinking that it was going to be just me and like,
yeah, like why do they try to
hiring
trick
manager.
you like that? It's like,
I know, but I was like, I was already in the mindset to do good, so I just pretended I wasn't shocked, and it worked.
Let people work from home.
Yeah,
that's all I'll say about that.
That's my take a hike. Enough corporate talk, unless you're going to say something corporate.
Far from it.
Okay, so what is your take a hike?
Why are people paying for the beach?
Okay.
Nobody owns the beach. The beach is a natural resource. Stop policing the beaches, okay? Do you know what pays for the beach, everybody? Your property taxes that everybody's paying that directly funds the beach. How much money are we spending on the military? Yet you want to charge me $20 for a car to go sit on Mother Earth? This is dystopian, okay? Stop policing the beach and still pay the lifeguards and still clean the beach and don't ask me to pay for it. I've already paid for it with my tax dollars. People should not be paying for the beach. No one should be paying for the beach. No one owns the beach.
I agree, but I do have a question.
Okay, can I ask you?
And you don't have to have an answer.
I always have an answer.
But what about like shoobies? What about like out of towners who are just going to come in?
And that's the thing. Where do you get off by thinking that you are better than someone who doesn't have access to a beach? I grew up in Dartmouth, Massachusetts, and people would get so heated when people from New Bedford wanted to come use the Dartmouth beach. They were willing to pay more money for an out-of-town sticker, and Dartmouth was still trying to vote against it. And I'm like, how classist of you, because you were born in a town that has a nicer beach and other people can't use it because where they're from.
Let me interject.
Unbelievable. I don't believe in that. That's not
Let me
fair.
interject and say I'm not saying it from a classist
No, I know.
perspective.
I think it is classist, though, the idea of it.
I'm saying from a Jersey Shore perspective, the overpopulation of people pouring in from out of town is crazy. So I think when given out on a certain beach, I hear what you're saying and I totally agree because it's annoying. It's like, yeah, when I was younger, I would go with my friend's family and she would have a code word and that was code for all of us to go run in the water when they're going around checking beach tags because that's what they would do. But now it's posted up like in at the Jersey Shore to get on the beach. The ones I don't know about the ones that are further north, like where they actually film Jersey Shore, but the ones that I would go to, they have someone sitting, like a lifeguard sitting, and you have to show your beach tags before you even walk over the dunes.
So you're from Philadelphia. You're from Philadelphia. If your family didn't have a beach, if you guys didn't have like a beach access in Jersey Shore, so you're never allowed to use the beach.
No, you can go and you can pay for a beach tag, but that goes towards, I guess, however many that they're allotted to give out for that beach for population sake.
Yeah, and I think if that's what you need to do for population, that's great. Why are we paying for it? Why are we paying for it? If there's a system that needs to go into place to like keep it under crowd control, I understand that. We have to have enough lifeguards to make sure that everyone's safe in the water. Why are we paying for that?
And let me just say that when I brought that up, that was the only concern I was having. I wasn't saying it from a classist place.
I really believe that the people who are trying to protect their beaches are people who have never been in a position to not have beach access. I grew up in towns that had the most gorgeous beaches. I still believe everyone should have access to the ocean if they want to.
I agree.
And then I was on Reddit looking at it and people were like, well, if they can't afford it, there's governmental grants that can help people with like low income. I'm like,
oh, that's not.
You're going to make someone fill out a grant to get in the ocean?
That's
like,
fucked
touch
up.
Grass.
People were saying that?
Yes. They're like, well, they can fill out the grant to get that's covered. I'm like, they don't need to. It's the ocean. Let people use the ocean. I just think like it's really gone too far. It really has. Like the roads have potholes. We're paying for the beach. Like the gas is at an all-time high. Like what's happening? What are we committing the money to? Okay. Guys, when did we allow ourselves to pay $25 to use the beach for the day? We have to stand up and say this is not okay. I think that's my controversial take. I don't think anyone, wherever you're from, should pay for the beach. If you need to control crowds and do tagging or whatever, then fine. Clean up after yourselves.
Or yeah, maybe just have like a ticket booth master at the front who's like has the little clicker and is just like, sorry, we're at max capacity, like a fucking restaurant. Like that is what it should be.
Yeah. And if you're there late, oh no, you didn't get a seat because you're there late. Like,
yeah,
be punctual. Seriously.
Well, I stand with you in the daylight and lay with you in the nightlight.
In the sand?
Yeah.
Do you think the new counselor likes the top bunk or the bottom bunk? Over.
Either way, I'm giving them my boondoggle keychain. Over.
Welcome back to Camper Crush of the Week. I'm using my SoftBank voice.
Yeah, we're shifting gears.
Yeah, I'm done being angry at the beach. I think because we're going to the beach next week. We're going to Massachusetts for the rest of like July. And it angers me. It angers me, the separation.
Is the next episode, are we going to be on our coastal grandmother era?
Yeah, we'll be back on our coastal grandmother era.
Love that.
I'm hoping for a little bit of color on my skin, a little sun-kissed. I did have a mole removed. That could have been a melanoma.
They mailed it away. They put
did.
It in a 9x11.
She said 3 weeks and they'll test it for cancer and they're going to see what it is. She wasn't sure. Campers. Yeah. So we're going to
check your skin, especially during the summer.
Yeah. And I'm going to open that email and like make you stand up around me and hug me just in case.
Okay.
No, I'm sure I'm fine. Anyways, this is Crush of the Week. This is the part where we switch gears. And we're loving and we're full of laughter and light. And we're in Q3. And who's getting our first Camper Crush of the Week in Q3? Jonathan, will you take us away?
Guys, it's a book. I've got a book on my hands.
Okay, summer read.
And I just, before anybody tunes out who's not a reader, just hear me out, okay? My crush of the week is The Song of Achilles.
Ugh, amazing book.
By Madeline Miller. So my brother got you the book for Christmas. You read it. I was like, do not tell me what happens because I plan on reading it.
I didn't tell you anything.
You didn't tell me anything. Thank you for that. Unlike Charlotte's Web, which I haven't read and you told me, spoiler alert, Charlotte dies. I didn't know.
Am I wrong in telling Jonathan the plot of Charlotte's Web at 30 years old?
Well, when I told you I didn't read it, but would be interested, and then you say Charlotte dies. Like there's probably so many other interesting aspects of it, like Wilbur's milk bath.
Okay, first of all, Charlotte, you would have hated the titular character because she's voiced by Julia Roberts.
Oh my God, she's the spider. I thought the little girl died.
No.
Who's the little girl? What's her name?
Dakota Fanning. She's perfectly fine.
I've never seen the movie. I've never read the book.
And Wilbur's fine too. And Wilbur, in the book, had a buttermilk bath. And as a child, I thought the best thing you could do to prepare for a party or a great function would be to take a buttermilk bath. But as an adult, I realized taking a buttermilk bath, then going up on a sunned platform in the middle of a county fair in the middle of July would reek. Why would they bathe Wilbur in the buttermilk bath? And guess what? He didn't win because there was another fatter cow.
So I'm really not reading the book.
Were you going to read it or watch the movie?
I would probably read it before I watch the movie.
I promise you've aged out.
Well, now I'm not truly uninterested in that dumb dead spider and her fucking barnyard friends.
You hate Julia Roberts. You would have hated the book.
I do. Jump scare. I don't hate Julia Roberts, for the record. Okay, so let's keep it love and light, you guys. The Song of Achilles. It's a modern retelling of the Iliad. And again, before you tune me out, I was so uninterested in that, campers. Like, don't give a fuck about the Iliad. Homer, unless it's Simpson, count me out.
We'll count Homer as a homo in this book.
There you go, because it's basically Achilles and his lover, Patroclus. And there is some evidence, it is Greek mythology, but there's evidence that they were gay lovers within the original context or text, the text of the book, but it was changed over the years because of certain agendas or what have you.
Well, the Greeks were freaky. The Greeks were out there and they were just pegging and living their lives.
I'm sorry. There's a reason it's called Trojans.
Period.
Yeah. So
Iliad.
Iliad. It's about Achilles. He's a demigod. So he's like, and I'm not going to give you the full plot of it. I'm going to keep this really short because it's uninteresting when I tell you, but I'm telling you the book was so good. So he's like part god, part mortal, but his mortal part is what, says that he can die. His mom, cunty sea goddess. She's the worst, but also the best. You loved her.
Cause she's like, I like a female strong lead who's a little like mean.
Beyond a little mean. She's very vicious, I would say. And then there's Patroclus, who's like an awkward young prince who he like was royal and then he got exiled. So now he's just like lost, like Pippi Longstocking and just running around doing his own thing. And then they meet when they're younger and then they grow up together, Patroclus and Achilles, and they like fall in love. And it's just written so like beautifully from his perspective of things. It's just like so fucking good. And I think too, coming from like at least a historical perspective, that's not a smut novel. There aren't a lot of books that like are at least a gay representation that I can read and be like, oh, I can identify with this. It always has to be like a heterosexual love story that I'm like, oh, I could put myself in that perspective, but it's still not 100% relatable, you know?
Yeah, I wanted to read this book because I saw Chris Olsen reading it on a plane last year, crying and holding the book up. And I was like, oh, a book that'll make me cry. I want to read it. So I asked your brother to get it me for Christmas, and I cried and I loved it. It was a really easy read. I loved it.
I read it in 2 days. I finished it at 3 a.m. one morning. This was maybe like almost a month ago at this point. And I sobbed. I wept. I'm not going to ruin the ending for you, but I wanted to come and wake you up and like tell you I love you.
Oh, I love you too.
But yeah, I think we should revisit old like historical figures, and they should be rewritten as like a gay character. Just reimagining it, like the BFG. I don't know, maybe Rumpelstiltskin, Humpty Dumpty. He had a dump truck ass. He's definitely a bottom. But I don't know. I think it's interesting to think about. Oh my God, the tortoise and the hare. Imagine if they like had fallen in love and they could have helped each other finish the race.
Why are you giving your best ideas away on the podcast?
Bleep that whole thing out. Okay. Yeah, but that's all I had to say. I didn't even hold it up. I have the book right here. The only thing I don't like about this book, and do you know what I'm going to say?
Yeah.
The pages. For our audio only listeners, it's hard for me to describe it, but it's called deckled pages is what it's called, where like the pages, it almost looks like a saw, like a toothed saw. And if you guys see it, you're going to be like, oh, I definitely have read a book that was that way. You know what other books were like this? Was a series of unfortunate events.
I think a book that has a textured page that has a little bit of a raw edge on it is giving whimsical. It's also Greek. It's giving old world.
No, it's just how the book was bound.
I think it was intentional, and I think it was to mimic the old Greek ways.
Well, if she wanted to do that, she could like add charcoal to the outside of it.
I liked it that way.
And that's fair. I fucking hate it. I hate how it feels in my fingers. It's like a weird like sensory thing. It's so distracting when I have the book open. I don't know. I don't love it. But I do love her as an author, and I do love that book, and I recommend it. I'm going to go out on a whim and say it might be my favorite book
Of the year?
Maybe more.
Guys, add it to the Amazon cart. It's the perfect time to read a new summer read.
And I'm so not interested in like Greek stuff, and it's not a smutty book, and I think it's great for anyone to read.
Yeah.
But again, I saw a lot of the critiques on it, and this isn't saying that you can't have your critiques. Everyone can have an opinion on whether it's a good book or not. But a lot of the critiques that I was seeing online were from people who like are not gay or even bisexual, or have to like didn't understand why the representation was important to other people, or seeing a love story that is relatable, you know?
Not every book is for every person.
Exactly. And that's okay. And that is okay. But I saw myself in this book, maybe because I'm a demigod. Anyway, that's what I'm crushing on. Everybody go read it. What are you crushing on, you little blue slut over there? Look at you. You're all blue and slutty.
I'm crushing on a queer icon.
Is it Patroclus?
It's Brooke Shields.
Oh, is she a queer icon?
To me, she is.
Is she queer?
No, but she's my icon, and I'm queer.
Okay.
I'm out here on a limb on the Camp Shady Birch PA machine.
In the treehouse.
In the treehouse, announcing to you campers, I am obsessed with Brooke Shields right now. Guys, who has Netflix? Everybody raise your hand. I'm not seeing many hands. Get up. No.
You can use our account.
She has this new movie on Netflix. I'm going to cry because I loved it so much. It was called Mother of the Bride.
Why'd you give it 2 stars on your Letterboxd?
Because it was so bad. It was so good.
That's okay.
Because it was
entertaining for sure.
I could not give it 5 stars because that's not fair. I cannot literally give Oppenheimer 5 stars and give Netflix's Mother of the Bride, starring Miranda Cosgrove and Brooke Shields, 5 stars.
Yeah, but you can gag and goop about it. You're being reasonable.
And that's the thing, is like, I can appreciate a dump movie. Like, it's not a good movie, but I can appreciate it for what it was.
And I think it's interesting because Miranda Cosgrove's in this one, and Josh Peck was in Oppenheimer.
You are so clever. Clever girl.
Well, I didn't come up with it.
No, but you thought you put that connection.
I did. I connected 1 to 2.
Come on, New York Times.
Yeah.
No.
That was clever.
Thank you. No, I just think Brooke Shields, apparently she was an actress. She had that very controversial movie as a teen.
Blue Lagoon. She has a documentary about how she was treated.
And we don't need to get into the dark side of her Hollywood past because she's gotten into it for her. I'm not going to speak on her behalf. But I love how Brooke Shields has chosen to just be herself. And I think she has serious acting chops. In this dumpster fire of a movie and its writing, every time she was on the screen, I felt comfortable at home and impressed by her way that she would deliver lines. And let me tell you, for a movie so poorly written and just conceptually terrible, the cast was stacked. So we had Brooke Shields as the mother. Her daughter is Miranda Cosgrove, and she's getting married to this guy. I didn't write down his name. And her son-in-law's dad is Benjamin Bratt. And you may not recognize that name, but Benjamin Bratt was the love interest main male character in Miss Congeniality.
Handsome.
Always been a daddy. And he's aging like fine wine. So apparently the concept is like those two date each other like way back in college, and now they're reuniting at this whole thing. And like, is the flame still there?
Their kids are getting married. So they're potentially, that's not in-laws. Would it be?
Yeah. They're in-laws.
Okay. Yeah.
It's not like a weird thing because like,
no, because it's not related. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it's by happenstance.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, there's also like the another love interest in it is a Chad Michael Murray.
Chad Michael Murray.
Who I'm not loving his flesh-colored beard right now, but that's not my.
It reminds me of Spencer Pratt.
Yeah, you know who's also in it that I love, who's like such a low-key actress, but like deserves so much more.
Ooh.
Rachel Harris, whose name might not roll off the tongue, and you're like, oh, I remember her. But if you look her up, she's always playing like the quirky best friend.
Yeah, very Lisa Loeb-ass.
Yeah, very. If the physicality between her and Lisa Loeb, it's like almost uncanny.
You say, only hear what I want to. Yeah, Cole's Cash.
Yeah, she was in The Hangover. She also plays Angela's sister in The Office, which is really
oh my god,
funny.
I can absolutely see them being sisters. IRL.
She does, but this is really about Brooke Shields, and I'm giving her flowers right now.
And she really, really did a good job of being like a natural in the environment she was placed in.
Like, she was uptight when she needed to be. She was caring when she needed to be. She was fun and goofy when she needed to be. It was very natural on screen. So I'm actually here making her my crush of the week because I have a prediction. I think Brooke Shields is going to take off as a leading lady in the next 2 years, and she's going to be on some really incredibly written HBO show where she plays some sort of like high-strung, like single divorced lawyer, and she's like leaning over the modern kitchen at night with a flickering light over the oven, and she's pouring a glass of red wine, and the trauma is coming out, and there's some dark-seated, like deep path that's about to like unravel over the course of an 8 to 10 miniseries. Like, we're gonna get it from her, and it's gonna be, she can handle it.
Nicotine addiction.
We need this written for Brooke Shields' future. I saw something in her, and I want more of it.
You're so right. If she did that movie with that script, imagine what she could do if she was handed like a piece of gold, or at least like bronze.
I just think she's kind of re-entering a little bit, and this was an easy grab for her. I think she's like, let me just kind of get my feet wet back into this world, and I think someone's going to see it, and they're going to cast her. Because also, like, she just is so approachable. For someone that is like a supermodel, like, she does have that very like natural quality.
Yeah, she just wanted to wet her feet, and I am soaked.
Yeah, I'm soaked, and I'm ready for more Brooke.
Oh, and the comedian, he had such a small role, which was a little disappointing, but not the most disappointing thing about the film. The guy who played Stuart, what is his name? Is he gay in real life?
McDonald.
I'm not sure. Yeah, he was in it. I would have loved to see more of him. The one thing that was weird was like the relationship between the gay brother and the other guy. There were some lines in there, and I was like, who's writing this? Not a gay man. Because it's like, why is he somewhat hitting on his brother? And it did not need to be what it was.
Netflix can really pump out some incredible content, but when it comes to the romantic comedy category, they're really stuck in this very much like Hallmark-esque, like all of the Lindsay Lohan ones, like The Irish Wish. It's like, Lindsay Lohan is not a terrible actress when she's given good material. The people who are writing for that department, they know the kind of audience they're getting. Like, they're truly uninspired, unimaginative storylines, but I just think that Brooke Shields made a sandcastle out of a pile of manure.
That was really beautifully said.
Thank you.
What song's been stuck in your head all week? Welcome to Camp Songs.
Welcome back to Camp Songs, campers. We've got some songs on our minds that have been stuck in our head all week, and we're going to add into the playlist, which is easily accessible for everybody, either on YouTube for free or on Spotify also for free. But I guess you have to have a Spotify subscription, or maybe not, and they'll just play ads. I'm not sure how that works. But we have them linked down below if you want to listen to every song we've ever mentioned.
Someone sent an email in this week and I read it and they were like, oh, I thought for like a year that you were saying what song's been sucking our head all week.
Oh my God.
Sucking our head all week.
Does it sound like that, campers?
Happy Pride.
What song's been sucking your head? That doesn't make sense. That's a pervy camper, and I'm not against it, but
No.
that is not what we said.
I laughed.
You know
but
what's
it
funny?
is stuck in our head.
We recorded those intros in like one take 2 years ago at this point.
We didn't even know we'd be doing it this long.
No, we didn't. And also, I am saying boondoggle keychain in the last one. I'm giving him
Boondoggle.
my boondoggle keychain. That's been a point of contention as well, with questions of what I was mumbling under my breath. But what I'm not mumbling under my breath are the lyrics to the song, but I'm not going to sing it because it just came out today as we record this. Surprise, surprise. If you didn't know, we're actually recording this before 4th of July, but we're pretending like it's after. So it is Good Music Friday. Good Friday,
Yeah.
New Music Friday.
Good Music Friday.
And my song of the week is Turn the TV On by Debbie Dawson. I was originally going to do a different song. It's an EP. It's not a whole album that just came out. I was going to do a different song, but I was like, I want to listen to the whole thing and see what's good. And I was like, wait, they're all fantastic. And I decided to go with this one instead. But Solitude is another good song. Honestly, just listen to all of them. There's like 6 songs on it. You guys, you have the time. But it's called Turn the TV On. And it's really, I can definitely relate. It's about, well, for her in the song, loneliness. But for me, I see it as like when my thoughts don't stop constantly. And you know how I've talked about it on the show before, where I just need like a little something to drown it out at night. And like now we have the AC and you always listen to what is it called?
Brown noise.
Brown noise. Yeah, sometimes. And I know that has something to do with the frequency, but it's just like farts on repeat. The song is about, you know, turning on the TV as like background noise or just as a distraction as the world around you melts away when you just like need to not, you know. And I'll lay there on my bed and scroll on my phone all night until my crazy thoughts stop. But it's so beautifully written. And I didn't know this, but she was on America's Got Talent. Because I'm not an avid watcher of the show at all.
You're not?
No.
That's not true, Ellen. You're always watching those golden buzzer videos. I want a golden buzzer so bad. Please, someone buys me.
I'll give you a golden shower. But she was on season 17, 2022. And
recent.
Yeah, really recent.
Did she win?
No. So I don't know what the wild card vote is. Do you know what it is?
No, they love to just do stuff like that. Though.
And it's been around apparently since season 1. I tried to look it up to see what that means, and I don't know.
I think if someone gets voted off, that wild card vote is like the judges get to pick somebody to go through regardless of the votes.
Right. I think that might be like a shot in the dark. I don't fucking know. I'm just naming random things from TV shows. I have no idea. But she got out during that portion of the television program, and I saw her actually last July 2023 is when I saw her performing one of her original songs on TikTok. And I was like, wait, this girl has an absolutely beautiful angelic voice. And it really reminded me of like the older young Dolly Parton songs. Cause I love Dolly fan, Dolly stan, Dolly mama. But I particularly love her older stuff. Like definitely like young B-side stuff that people aren't particularly
1960s Dolly.
Yes, thank you so much for filling that in because I'm just rambling at this point. But she really sounds like her, and she is a first generation American. She's raised in rural Minnesota.
Exactly. There's a lot going on up there.
Oh wait, that was Montana.
Exactly. There's a lot going on around there.
Her music is rooted in her family's history. Her grandfather, her dad is from India. So her grandfather, when he was living in India, he taught himself how to play the organ without ever owning an organ. He drew it with charcoal on the ground. And that's kind of how he taught himself how to play it. Not sure how that works, but that's how he taught his son, which is Debbie's dad, and then how Debbie's dad taught her how to play. And then there was this whole backstory I read. I'm not going to get into about how her parents met. It was so cute. They were like, he heard someone playing beautiful piano down the hall, and then he turned the corner and it was this woman, and it ended up being Debbie's mom. I'm like, wait, that's so cute. Literally surrounded by music.
Literally.
And when it comes to her artistic journey, she says that she found her style through fusion pop, folk, country sounds, whispers of her Indian heritage mixed with influences from iconic artists like Stevie Nicks, ABBA, which she absolutely sounds like ABBA for sure, Harry Styles, and Queen. I thought it was interesting she didn't say Dolly Parton. Maybe it's just because her voice sounds like it, / like Joni Mitchell. Even one of the songs that sounds similar to Casey Musgraves. But I feel like I'm just kind of giving you like a taste, because I feel like that's not fair to be like, I'm not saying she's the next Casey Musgraves. I'm just kind of comparing what she sounds like, because I don't think she's the next anything. I think she's the first Debbie Dawson, and I think that's a beautiful thing to be. So that's why that is my camper song of the week. I almost said crush of the week. I've just been like so gagged over her. I DM'd her. I was like, girl, I love this album. You should be proud of yourself. This is like such a good EP. Like anybody, I want more, but I'm not going to say that to her. But I do. I want more from her.
Yes, sounds like running through the wildflowers.
So she's on tour right now, opening for Suki Waterhouse.
Ooh.
And she is going to be in Brooklyn December 7th. So maybe I'll look into getting tickets, and we don't even have to stay for Miss Waterhouse.
No, we'll
which
stay for
I
Miss Waterhouse.
Love her, support her, so great. But I just want to see Debbie, and I would love to see her live. Every interview I watch with her, she just sounds like, she just has like the sweetest voice and like demeanor. I don't know. I can read her energy. She has good energy. I'm obsessed with this EP. I just listened to it like 7 times this morning.
I love that.
That's an exaggeration, but I listened to it at least thrice. So what's your song?
My song is Float On by Modest Mouse.
Wow, that is shocking.
Why is that shocking?
I don't know. I think that I don't know. I didn't know that you were into that song.
Yeah, I think I'm excited to go home, which when this episode is airing on Wednesday, we'll be currently driving back to Massachusetts. And I think of summer and the songs that make me think of summers of my youth.
Mm-hmm.
And this song was definitely like a soundtrack of my life for many years.
Love it.
And I still love it. Should we sing a little bit?
Yeah.
All right, already we're all float on. All right, already. You know the song. We sing the other day.
That was me when I was driving your car and I ran into
It was
that van the other
definitely
day.
you. This was off the 2004 album Good News for People Who Love Bad News. I think that's a really funny album title.
How fabulous.
When you look up the song for like real big Modest Mouse fans, a lot of them would be like, this is not even nearly close to their top 30 best songs. It's just the crossover song that made them like popular. And yeah, that is the case. And that is the reason why I like this song. I'm not a huge Modest Mouse fan. I don't know their discography, but I know this song, and this song was a very, I don't know.
You're not a Mouseketeer?
No, not for this one. But I probably am. I just haven't given them a chance. But it doesn't mean I don't like this song.
Yeah. No, I get what you're saying. That's how everybody loves Jolene, and I'm going to be honest. Jolene by Dolly Parton is not even in my top 20. Sorry.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not my favorite song
and
at
that's
all.
okay for
Yeah.
everybody else too.
Mhm.
So no, I think a lot of their songs have been really like melancholy their entire career, and they chose to write this song to bring some positivity. Especially in 2004, there was a lot going on politically that he was trying to like bring some levity to with this song. To me, it reminds me of like the summer I moved out of my parents' house and being like really stressed about having to like be an adult for the first time, and like stuck between this process of feeling like I'm pretending to do what I think I'm supposed to do as an adult on my own, which was like, it's 10 years ago this year. I've been on my own for 10 years living on my own. And I was like, for that first like 6 months, I was just really stressed out. And I would listen to this song, like smoking cigarettes in the Target parking lot, trying to like calm down. And I'd be like, everything's gonna be fine. We're all gonna float on.
And you did. And you floated on.
Yeah. So I think it brings some peace and positivity. And I'm excited to listen to it on our drive back home.
Fantastic. I actually added that. I have 2 different playlists for the 4th of July, which has passed in our campers' ears. But I was like, I want like a fun, poppy, dancey, like pop my pussy, shake my titties. Sorry, yabos in the pool. And then I also want like a chill, like it's in the morning and we're just vibing out. And that is on the playlist.
Wow. I can't wait to hear it.
Yeah.
Well, that is my song of the week. And that is today's show.
Yay. Wait, that not my vibrato.
Yeah, you wanted to hit a little final note for Debbie Dawson.
Yes, I did. Thank you guys so much for listening, for tuning in, for hanging out with your galbos out. If you would like to give us 5 stars, that would be amazing. Greatly appreciate it. Also, if you want to write in for our Monday episodes for Trail Mix, you can go to campcounselorspodcast.com or send those submissions to campcounselorspod@gmail.com.
Yes, we love you so much. We'll see you next week. We'll see you the week after. We'll see you forever. And with that being said, lights out, campers.